Video games weren't always something to be conquered. They were places to get lost in, worlds you wandered through, not always knowing where you were going, but feeling everything along the way. You played, you failed, you wandered, and you felt. I grew up playing games blind. No guides, no tutorials, just me, a controller, and the strange beauty of not knowing what was coming next. Sometimes I was good at them, sometimes I wasn't, but I always felt something. I didn't know what a platinum trophy was. I didn't care about speedruns, I just wanted to be there, in the world, in the moment, with the music and the tension and the joy of discovery. That's the power of a blind playthrough. Not blindness in ignorance, but in openness and wonder. Today, though, it feels like we're all supposed to be good at games. Like we need to platinum everything, optimize our builds, watch 5 tutorials before we even press start. So it got me thinking, are we supposed to master games or just experience them? To explore that question, I want to dive into two major sides of modern gaming culture. Skill-focused gaming, where the goal is perfection, and experience-focused games, where the goal is immersion. And somewhere in the middle, there might be a path worth considering. The pursuit of perfection, skill-focused gaming. Let's be honest, platinuming a game feels amazing. The satisfaction of checking off every box, learning every mechanic, shaving seconds of your time. It's addictive. And the community that surrounds these challenges is incredible. There's a language to it. New Game Plus, frame data, optimal routes, get good. It's a culture of mastery. Speedruns take this even further. They break games down to their very code. They memorize maps. They exploit bugs, not to cheat, but to innovate. Watching someone beat Dark Souls in 30 minutes or finish Celeste without dying is like watching a symphony of muscle memory and concentration. Guides and tutorials have become a norm. YouTube is filled with top 10 builds, how to beat the hardest boss, or things I wish I knew before playing. That's a big one. And there's nothing wrong with that. People want to be efficient. They want to be good. There's value in learning and pushing your limits. That sense of accomplishment is real. And for many, it's what keeps games interesting long after the credits roll. And there's beauty in that. A kind of artistry and mastery. It's no different from learning an instrument or perfecting a martial art. Precision becomes its own language. But even as we celebrate the skill, we lose something when every game becomes a checklist. But there's a shadow side to all of this too. The joy of discovery. Experience-focused gaming. There was a time when we played games without any idea of what we were doing. We made our own maps. We pressed buttons to see what they do. We missed content. We struggled. And that was okay. You didn't care if you missed a side quest or got the bad ending, because the ending didn't matter as much as the journey did. You didn't need to master the mechanics. You just needed to live through them. Those experiences weren't about perfection. They were about curiosity. The story didn't need to be optimized. It needed to be felt. Whether it was getting lost in Shadow of the Colossus, fumbling through Resident Evil with barely any ammo, or learning Ocarina of Time by trial and error. The joy came from not knowing. Games used to be more personal. You played alone or with a friend on the couch. There was no pressure to compare your stats with a leaderboard or to prove that you found every collectible. You lived in those worlds, not as a player chasing perfection, but as a person having an experience. That kind of gaming still exists, but it feels incredibly rare. Even narrative games now come with best choices ranked or true ending explained. It's harder to just let a game happen to you. The middle ground. Can we have both? Maybe it doesn't have to be one or the other. I myself have done blind playthroughs, wandered without maps, and let the game surprise me. But I've also used guides, subscribed to Fighting Cowboy, and yeah, I'm the kind of guy who'll spend days stuck on a single boss because I'm too prideful to look up a strategy. It's a curse and a badge. You can platinum Bloodborne and still savor the haunting atmosphere. You can speedrun Celeste and still feel every beat of its emotional story. But it requires intentionality. It means sometimes letting go of the guide, sometimes not fast traveling, sometimes getting lost on purpose. Some games seem designed to push back against mastery. Outer Worlds doesn't want you to rush. Journey doesn't even let you fail. Death Stranding is more about connection than combat. These games invite you to slow down, to experience, not to win. I play everything. From the punishing grit of Dark Souls to the gacha chaos of Genshin Impact, from the elegant stealth of Hitman to the sim madness of FIFA and NBA 2K, because sometimes I'm just a sports fanatic at heart. But maybe that's the point. We all come to games for different reasons. Sometimes to escape, sometimes to excel, sometimes just to feel like ourselves again. The problem isn't in choosing one over the other. It's in forgetting that both are valid. Games are not tests. They're mirrors. Some show us our patience, discipline, and skill. Others show us our wonder, vulnerability, and curiosity. Both are reflections. Both are real. And maybe that's what we need more of. A culture where both mastery and mystery can exist. Where there's space for the tryhards and the wanderers. So are we supposed to be good at video games? Maybe. But maybe we're just supposed to feel something. Maybe it's not about perfect playthroughs, 100% completion, or breaking world records. Maybe it's about that one time you fell in love with a game you did not understand. That boss you beat with one sliver of health left. That story you didn't fully get, but couldn't stop thinking about. Video games are an art form, and art isn't always about mastery. It's about experience. And sometimes the most meaningful moments are the ones we stumble into by accident, not the ones we plan out with a spreadsheet. Whether you platinum every game you play or never finish a single one, you're still a gamer, still a traveler, still a dreamer wandering through worlds that don't exist, looking for pieces of yourself in the pixels. So how do you play? Do you play to be the best? Or do you play to feel alive? Are you chasing platinums or chasing moments? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, please subscribe. And remember, thank you for giving me your time today. Peace.